Today we're taking a look at the wood furniture repair kit. Everything in front of me is everything you get. You get all of your wood filler colors. You have your furniture repair markers, paintbrushes, a little mixing plate, a scraper, sandpaper, sponge, and your wood putty. Now, which one you use depends on what you are repairing. So, for example, if you're going to use these, you're going to use that on surface scratches that you can just color over. If you're going to use the wood filler, you're going to use that on the deeper scratches. And then if you're going to use the wood putty, you would use that on even deeper scratches or holes. I'm going to be using all of them so we can test out all of them and see how they work. I have already mixed some colors in the color mixer so I could get the best color match for the floor. And there is also instructions on how to mix the colors, and there is also instructions on how to use each one of them. So the first thing I want to show you is this color mixing guide. With this, there is a certain way to use it. So if you look over here, you have your main colors and then you have your secondary colors. So just to show you how simple this is to use, so say you're going to mix white and black, you're going to have LG, which is light gray. You could do red and let's say blue, and you're going to come up with this color. So very easy to use the mixing guide, and it is also going to help you to get your colors mixed to find the perfect match. Then, like I said, you do have the rest of your instructions here. So let's go ahead and start repairing some furniture. So we're going to start out by using the repair markers for the surface scratches on this chair. This chair is just a plain black, which is super simple since they have a black marker. Alright, so far the markers are working out great. And pretty satisfying too. So now we're going to be using the wood filler, and there's two ways to do that. The first way is if your floor or furniture matches perfectly with one of these colors and you don't have to mix anything, then what you would do is just squeeze it into the scratch, and you can use the tail end of the tube and even it out, or you can even it out with your scraper. And then just wipe off the excess and let it dry for 3 hours and you're good to go. If you have to mix your filler like I do, then you would just mix it in this little container here and then just paint it on, which is what we're going to do. So for my floor, I do the red cherry, and then I mix that with a little bit of black. Now you have a main color and a secondary color, so the red cherry is going to be my main color and the black being the secondary, and you always want to do more of the main color than your secondary color. Alright, so like I said earlier, if you were just using the tube, you would just directly put it onto the scratch and then wipe off the excess, but we're just going to do it this way. And then we have another one right here that we can fill in. Then once those are filled in, you want them to dry for 3 hours. You have another, just some little ones right here. We could probably use the markers for this, but we'll fill it in. So if you get your colors mixed good enough, it is hardly even noticeable on the floor like you can see here. So now we're testing out the wood putty here on a deeper scratch in the floor. As you can kind of see the outline here. But what you do with the putty is fill the hole, and then you have to let it dry for 3 hours before you can do anything else. So we're just going to get the outside of this cleaned up, and then we'll let it get fully dry and come back in 3 hours and finish repairing this hole. So next, once the wood putty is pretty well dry, then you're going to use your sandpaper and you're going to sand it down so it's level, but being careful not to damage any of the surrounding wood around it. Then next, you just paint over it like you did with your other wood filler. Right, and then there is the finished product. Just let it dry for 3 hours and then you can clean up a little bit of that extra wood putty. But that is the wood furniture repair kit that I've received at no charge for the purpose of this review. I don't have any complaints about it. I think it worked out great, and I think it's also going to work out great for you to repair any of those little scratches or bigger scratches in your wood furniture.